Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, Fosrich senior manager gunned down in St. Andrew. A senior manager of lighting company Fosrich is dead after a gun attack during broad daylight in the Malines Road area of St. Andrew on Thursday. The news understands that the man was traveling in a black sports utility vehicle in the area sometime after 4 p.m. when, upon reaching in the vicinity of Toronto Drive, he was shot by gunmen on motorcycles. The man subsequently attempted to drive towards Halfway Tree but crashed into a gray Honda Fit before succumbing to his injuries. It is understood that the gunmen escaped, leaving behind one of the motorcycles, which has been seized by the police. The incident resulted in a traffic gridlock in the area. Police was still processing the scene up to press time. Pistol seized in Trinity Land, St. Mary. A 9mm Ruger pistol was recovered on Thursday during a joint police military operation in the community of Trinity Land, Porta Maria in St. Mary. Commanding officer for the St. Mary Police Division, Acting Superintendent Anthony Wallace, said a police team along with 3 members of the Jamaica Defense Force executed a targeted raid in the area about 11:55 a.m. During the operation, an abandoned building was searched and the illegal firearm was discovered, concealed in a back room wrapped in old clothing material, Wallace said. The successful seizure underscores the continued efforts of law enforcement to remove illegal weapons from communities and enhance public safety. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. The public is encouraged to report any suspicious activities or illegal firearms to the nearest police station or via Crime Stop at the 311, he added. No arrest was made during the seizure of the firearm. Wallace said the St. Mary Police remain resolute in carrying out its crime-fighting initiatives, which he said have been bearing fruit, especially with the recent launch of the Partnership for Reconciliation Engagement and the Violence Elimination Now and Tomorrow. Through collaboration between law enforcement, community organizations, and the social service agencies, PREVENT is all about building trust, reducing crime, and strengthening the resilience of our communities, he stated. ITA says its inspectors not authorized to chase transport operators. The Island Traffic Authority has reiterated that its inspectors are not authorized to chase transport operators accused of traffic violations. There was much public outrage earlier this month following claims that 2 students were killed in a motor vehicle crash along the Bustamante Highway in Clarendon when the driver of a robot taxi was allegedly being chased by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Transport Authority. Speaking with the news on Thursday morning, Corporate Communications Manager at the Island Traffic Authority, Dante Matthews, said the personnel at the ITA are not authorized to pursue motorists. We don't have the power to stop. The police, they have the power to stop. The Transport Authority, they have the power to stop public passenger vehicles or commercial vehicles. But we ITA, when the police stop the vehicles to do spot checks, we check the vehicles to see if they are compliant with their certificate of fitness. So we have the power to remove the license plate, but we don't have the power to stop a vehicle, he explained while speaking with the news. The driver of the robot taxi in the Clarendon crash has been charged with 2 counts of causing death by dangerous driving. In the meantime, Mr. Matthews said the ITA is concerned about the number of deadly motor vehicle crashes recorded across the island. He said up to Thursday morning, there were 352 road fatalities, a 14% decline compared to the same period last year when 410 people had died. Despite the decline, Mr. Matthews lamented that the number of road deaths is still too much, so more must be done to curtail this. He said motorcyclists account for the majority of deaths, followed by pedestrians and the private motor vehicle drivers. The ITA's Corporate Communications Manager urged the persons to adhere to the rules of the road, stressing that motorists should not drink and drive. Manchester police step up operations to deter criminals. Following the recent robbery attempt by hoodlums in Spalding on the border of Clarendon and Manchester, the Manchester police have been conducting a series of operations and spot checks to prevent migrant criminals from entering the parish. 4 men were arrested and 4 firearms seized during the incident. The men were from Clarendon. Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, head of the Manchester Police Division, told the news that the police are targeting hotspots within the division. So what you're seeing here today is an operation primarily in the poorest space, and it is aimed at just reassuring the persons within the space, because in recent times they have been having some flare-up in this space and the persons are indeed concerned. So as the commander, I believe it is important that the persons know that we are with them, he said. Despite the concerns about commerce being affected, DSP Duncan said the police will be conducting curfews within the space to ensure the safety and the security of residents. 4 arrested after 40 pounds of cocaine seized at airport. 3 airport employees and a foreign national have been arrested and charged in connection with the seizure of more than 40 pounds of cocaine at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James. The Firearms and the Narcotics Investigation Division intercepted the cocaine in 2 separate incidents at the airport in the last week. On Wednesday, December 11, a joint operation between FNID and the Jamaica Customs Agency Contraband Enforcement Team, dubbed Clean Sweep, resulted in the seizure of 28.5 pounds of cocaine with an estimated street value of close to £500,000 sterling. 5 employees were detained during the operation, but 3 were charged. They are ramp agent Russian Powell, 36, otherwise called Romy, of Norwood, St. James, lead ramp agent Leroy Jones, 62, otherwise called Rata, of Mount Salem in St. James, and ramp agent O.J. Simpson, 35, of Salt Marsh, Trelawney. Powell, Jones, and Simpson have been charged with the possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, attempting to export cocaine, and a conspiracy to export cocaine. In the meantime, female British citizen Salha Suleiman was arrested and charged after cocaine weighing 12 pounds was discovered in her luggage at the airport. She was subsequently charged with possession of cocaine and taking steps to export cocaine. The significant bust followed an extensive investigation into insider threats within the airport environment. Bank customers warned against making larger cash withdrawals during holiday period. The head of fraud prevention at NCB, Dane Nicholson, is warning customers of financial institutions to, as best as possible, avoid making larger cash withdrawals over the Christmas holidays. Mr. Nicholson says that criminals have stepped up surveillance of and attacks on people withdrawing larger sums of cash to shop or conduct a business over the holidays. He said that some criminals are pretending to be bank customers, watching and waiting inside the institutions for persons making larger cash withdrawals, then trailing and robbing them. Instead of visiting the bank to make these withdrawals, Mr. Nicholson urged the bank customers to conduct the transactions via the RTGS or ACH channels or NCB's e-link platform. Meanwhile, the anti-fraud expert is again urging banking customers and the business operators to remain on high alert for cybercriminals seeking to gain access to their accounts through smishing scams. He admitted that while there is an increase in the number of phishing and smishing scams, there has not been an increase in the number of customers falling victim, presumably because financial institutions have intensified their customer education campaigns to ensure their customers are aware of and report such scams. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency recently charged nearly a dozen people for allegedly defrauding the accounts of banking customers using a smishing scam. A member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force is among the accused. The public is also being urged not to share sensitive personal or financial details such as passwords or banking information with unknown or suspicious sources. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.